A passive stretch to the quadriceps is going to bring the heel towards the bum, so flexing that knee. Again, make sure your client shuffle towards the end of the bed. You don't want to be bending over the bed, and simply bring that knee into flexion. Okay? So I'm in my side lunge, feet are grounded. Now I'm lifting that back heel and that's propelling me forward until I feel that leathery end. Elbow into waist, really strong therapist position, and simply hold. I'm going to hold for about 30 seconds, and all of these stretches should be pain-free for your client. So make sure you communicate with them and keep them breathing throughout. So here's a passive stretch for the rectus femoris. I find it most difficult in this position, and it's definitely one that wouldn't appeal to me. Unless my client's leg is quite light and I'm in quite a good place to be able to do it, I'm much rather side-lying for targeting both of the hip flexors, psoas and rectus femoris. But let's come back to our quadriceps stretch. So to stretch rec fem, we want to flex the knee before we extend the hip. I'm going to place the hand on the side of the bed underneath the thigh, okay, so above the knee joint. And again, I'm into my lunge so that I can use that pivot in the ground to create power. Now, lifting the back heel, my shoulders bringing that knee into flexion. And then I'm going to transfer my weight onto the front foot, lifting up. Now, note what's happening here. We don't want to bring the client into lumbar flexion, lumbar extension. So we want to ensure that the movement we're creating, that extension's at the hip. Don't lift too high, don't lift too fast. And simply hold for about 30 seconds. So with a light leg, this is quite a strong pose, but if it's awkward, if it's in any way hard on your back or on your body, please try the side-lying version. I'm going to show you two passive stretches now for the calves. One with a straight knee, so that's going to target the gastrocnemius, which crosses the knee as well as the ankle joint. So we want a straight leg to target that one more specifically. And then we're going to flex the knee to 90 degrees, which will help us to target the soleus. Now remember, passive stretching, static stretching is a key part in muscle strain recovery. So this is a really nice way to help with those calf strains that may present in clinic. So I've removed the pillow. And I've also asked my client to shuffle down until their ankle is freely off the bed, and that will allow free movement of the foot and the ankle into dorsiflexion. Now, as always, therapist mechanics. So using my knee is a really nice way for me to keep that lunge, and as I lift up onto my toes, lifting that back heel, I'm putting pressure on the forefoot and bringing the ankle into dorsiflexion. And then simply hold for 30 seconds. If you've got knee pain or this is awkward for you, then absolutely you can use your hands. Come down into a lunge but on your knees, and although we're using our hands, what I don't want to see here is a push from the arms, as that's creating a lot of tension through the chest and neck. So elbows into waist, hands become part of the body, and then I simply transfer my weight forward. So it's the same principles, power from the back leg and bringing that ankle into dorsiflexion. And simply hold for 30 seconds. Now, to target the soleus, we want to add flexion to the knee. Now we're going to flex the knee to 90 degrees. And now I can use my forearm still in my lunge and place it on the client's foot, with my hand just gripping at the ankle. Again, this is light, it shouldn't be a strong grip at all. Now I'm simply just going to press down on my forearm and bring that foot into dorsiflexion and hold. So a really simple but really beautiful stretch for the soleus, so that deeper calf muscle. Here's a lovely passive stretch for the pectorals and the medial shoulder rotators. So I'm going to bring my client's arm up and ask them to place their hand on the flat of their back or on the back of their hip. And then I'm simply going to place my hand in the front of the shoulder and bring their arm up and hold for about 30 seconds.